Iron Giant, gonna be God mode. I already know. He's just gotta be good. He's just gotta be good. He's giant, and he's awesome. This will be for 2s, by the way. Let's do a 2v2. Getting ready for the tech test 4, the open beta. Wonder Woman in 2s is very good. We'll put her. We can move this around as we go, but.
Still too scared to fight me with your own hand?
She's always gonna be really, really good in 2s. Like, she can't... I don't think she's busted. She has really good shields. She doesn't have a lot of kill power unless you get, like, a good off-stage play or something. She's pretty fun. I played a good amount of her. She was my secondary this last test. But in 2s, at least, she is definitely going to be really, really good all the time. But I don't think she's busted. I don't think she's busted. Steven Universe, same kind of difference. Very, very good in 2s. Very, very good in 1s as well. He's definitely better than Wonder Woman in 1s.
What? No, I'm fine. Let's go fishing. First one to catch something wins.
In 2s, he has a lot of potential. If you see Flash or Cat play, they both have differing play styles, but they're both crazy good. You can be in somebody's face with Steven Universe, or you can definitely play like a Flash Tyree support role. Like Flash Tyree is very good at support role on Steven Universe, and he really made that. He really brought that to light this last test. People were sleeping on Steven, but I think they're starting to wake up a little bit. A lot of these are comp dependent. Like Reindog in most comps wasn't bad, but watching some people play against Reindog, Tom, and Jerry with the gray projectile perks and stuff, that would have put him up there. But with like any other comp that wasn't projectile spammy, I don't think Reindog was that much of an issue. But that's also Harley talking as well. I never have problems with Reindog unless it was like a projectile spammy. Velma in doubles is still very good. She was actually a little broken last patch.
Jinkies, 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 jinkies.
But I'm pretty sure double megaphone isn't a thing anymore. She just has a lot of utility and a lot of support, and she can also do some good damage, so can't really put her anywhere else. I don't think Bugs is as good as people say. Like, a lot of people put Bugs like up here, like literally one.
Take one step on that rope and I'll cut it.
I think Bugs is a kind of a noob stomper. I actually would put him somewhere in here. I do think he needed the initial nerf to, like, the bat, but if they nerf, like, his tunnels and junk, I'm a little worried if they do that. But I do think he's still very, very good. I don't think he's busted. He's not busted, but he's very, very good. Like, there's only 2 really prominent Bugs mains, right? And they both have different play styles. Mirror Man, Bandman. Let's see, who's next? Tom and Jerry. That's up there. We're gonna leave Harley for last. We'll explain Harley last. Tom and Jerry just, cleared half the screen. He just clears the screen. What are you supposed to do? Triple dynamite? Still very, very strong. You match it with like a Reindog double projectile spam, you're kind of lost. You're kind of at a loss. That was entirely... It was so bad. But thankfully projectiles is... It's getting tuned. It's getting... I guess it would be this way, right? We're tilting it to the left. Arya's still S tier in 2s. Don't get mixed up. She's still super busted in 1s, and she's still very busted in 2s.
Where am I?
What's up, Doc?
So people putting her down here. I don't know. I don't know about C tier, man. I don't know about all that. Nobody's gonna be C tier probably, to be honest with you. Nobody will probably be that low. Like, I don't think there's any non-viable characters. Was Finn. I think that's the only phrase that needs to be said.
Dude, what is the deal?
I think he could be a really cool character, but he was so not cool in last test. Second test, I played a lot of Finn. He was my secondary in the second test. In third test, he was a menace, to say the least. Even Tony was like, wow, this hit data and frame data, what was I thinking? But it's fair. At least they're catching it. They're catching the mistake. But Finn in both doubles and singles was just entirely oppressive. Batman.
Computer, what's my location? Computer.
Batman did get super buffed for this next test, by the way. I don't know in particular. I briefly read it. I gotta go back in depth with it here in a while. So he'll be a lot better, but right now he's probably one of the lowest with Taz, based on the last test in 2s. He just didn't really help out the team as much as everybody else does in some way. Whereas like a Steven or a Bugs or a Reindog or anybody really. Shaggy's kind of down there too in teams, I think. In 1s he was better, and he's going to get even better, but we'll get to Shaggy in a minute. Garnet was a sleeper.
Not cool.
This isn't ordered yet, by the way. It felt a little gimmicky. It felt pretty easy to overcome once you knew what to look out for. So she might be kind of a noob stomper in the beginning, kind of like a Bugs. But I don't think she's as oppressive as people made her out to be. There's just a couple things you gotta really watch out for. Like, Garnet really good at ledge guarding because of her over hit thing, whatever you want to call it, her jab. She has armor break on her jab that hits below the stage, right? So you can hit like below it. Shaggy.
Hey, dude, what's going on here?
Shaggy in teams had some potential. I think he's better than Batman. Scoop. I don't think he borderline. I think he's B. He'll be better. I think he'll definitely be up in this area in this next test because he's getting some buffs. He's getting like sandwich buff, some frame data buff, I think. Something like that. I think he was better than Tech Test 2. Everybody improved for not Batman. Everybody except for Batman improved in Tech Test 3. Because Tech Test 2 Batman was stupid. Batarang, 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 batarang. Hey, guess what? Batarang. Jake the dog. Very gimmicky.
Baking pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I'll put it in a pancake.
Personally, didn't have a problem with Jake because I could get around the same. That's why I don't think there's a best Jake, right? So there's a couple characters I don't think there's a best of. There's no best Jake right now for me because they all play it the same way. There's not one Jake that doesn't spam fair, fade back 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 fair. He's just gimmicky to me. I'll put him at the top of B. But I know people had a lot of struggle with Jake because he was so oppressive with his fade back fair. Tasmania in 2s and in 1s, he seemed to be not so good to me. I feel like in 2s he is probably better. I don't really know where to put him. I didn't fight a whole lot of Taz's, to be fair. I know why some people would put him up here, but I don't think he's nearly that high. What's it called? Got a knockback nerf, and that's really what he needed. And I think they buffed other stuff and nerfed the tornado, so he'll be in a good spot, I think, this next test. He's definitely not as good as these guys. Superman's probably up in A somewhere. I don't think he's bad enough to be in B in either. And I don't think he's good enough to be ahead of these guys here.
I don't know what's happening here, but this looks like a job for...
But again, nobody's like unviable. You can win like tournaments and stuff with anybody. All right, Harley Quinn.
Oh, the cutest little guy. I'm calling you Slobber, because you look like your name might be Slobber.
Obviously, way down here, she sucks. No. Harley Quinn is busted. Super busted. Both in 2s and 1s. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna cap you guys. No cap. No cap here. All of my caps are up there. It's just entirely oppressive. Like, that's the #1 character I hate playing against is Harley Quinn. Undoubtedly in my mind. Maybe Finn. Finn's probably 1. Well, Finn, Arya, and then Harley, probably. As a Harley player. Because I know what Harley does. She's just very, 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 very close to the best, if not the best, at everything she does. Again, this gap is big between the A and the S. I think he rounds out. In certain comps, he's way up here. In certain, like Reindog, Tom and Jerry is still a very godlike comp. With the projectile, hopefully not as much with the projectile nerfs. We'll see how those go here in July. I think this is right. I think any of these three you can make a case. I still think it's Arya. Probably Harley. Probably Harley too. I think it's probably this. All right, so there is our 2v2 tier list as of tech test 3. Harley mains aren't gonna like where I put Harley either, but that's where she goes. Sorry. 2v2 tech test 3.